In this short video, I'm going to take you through some real basic steps of how to clean a pair of boots or a pair of shoes. So it's going to be as basic as it comes. I've got an old pair of boots, House of Cavani. I think I paid like 40 quid for them about 3 years ago. Absolutely worn the guts out of them. So comfortable, so comfortable, but I do need to take care of them. And a really simple way to take care of these boots is just regular application, a bit of polish, and of course, before doing that, brushing off any mud and dirt that's on there. Now, I appreciate not everyone's going to have the time to take the laces out every single time. I don't do it. I'm not going to lie, I really don't do it. Even when I was in the army, and I probably should have done it, I didn't do it. Maybe for a big parade, laces came out underneath, but for the majority of the time, polish around it. So this is what we're going to do. I've got my on brush. You don't need to do this. I'm going to show you in another video if I'm going to be really meticulous, but on brush, off brush, simple tan boot polish from Timpson, really inexpensive, and my boots. That is it. One final thing, got my brew today in the Spaniel cup. First, I'm going to insert a shoe tree. You don't have to do this. If you got them, great. That'll help stretch the shoes out, get them back into their, I guess, their more natural shape after you've been wearing them. You can soak up old sweat, and when you are applying polish, creams, any of that sort of good stuff, it just stretches all the creases out, and you're making sure you're getting the product in all the areas that need it. If you don't have it, you don't have to lay awake at night or lay on the floor thrashing your legs. Let's not get bent out of shape about it. You can pack your shoes with old newspaper if you need to. Anything that just gets that shape back. You don't have to spend money on this. I got the pair I'm using now, I got them from Vinted for like a tenner or something. You can pay extortionate amounts for it, but you don't have to. So we got him in there. Off brush first. Let's give it a good go round. So if you do hear any noises in the background, chances are it's the greyhound or the spaniel. Most likely it's going to be the spaniel. The greyhound's permanently exhausted. Now these soles, they are Goodyear welted. I did check. I couldn't believe that they were for the price point. But I said I've been wearing them for 3 years, absolutely worn them down to nothing. But in Spain, for I think it was about 15 euros before we came back, I got them rehealed and just had like a rubber sole like glued on, just so when we're back in the UK, I'm not doing the splits every 5 meters with it raining and not having any grip. So there we are. You can pay a lot more on that. Of cheap pair of boots, cheap fix, and on we go. So nice little off brush there. Next thing, on brush. Now people get bent out of shape about this as well. Yes, horsehair brushes. If you can't afford horsehair brushes, again, don't worry about it, don't sweat it. Make sure though you've got a brush. You don't even need a brush to apply polish. You can use, in my boot kit, you can use an old duster. Make sure if you are using a brush to apply polish, you're not using the same brush for black boot polish and tan. It will just get all mixed up. It will probably do more harm to your tan boots than your black boots, but you want to keep it separate. I'd say the same with the off brush. This off brush, God knows what it's made of, really. I'll be shocked if it's horsehair. But again, my father had this long before I was born, and I'm 47 this year, so brushes, whatever they're made of, if you look after them, they're going to last. Anyway, a little bit of polish applied to the brush. If you don't have the shoe trees in, you can get your hands in much easier and move the boot around. But there we are. We can only work with what we got. Making sure I'm trying to get a good amount of polish all round the boot. And just bear in mind, this sort of polish, it's going to protect the boot. It's not going to nourish the leather. So what you can do before you even get to this stage, if you want to go all out, you can get some Saphir Renovateur. I don't know if you can see that. Apologies for my mispronunciation. But likewise, if you don't want to spend stupid amounts of money, well, it's not stupid amounts, but if you don't want to spend a lot of money on these sort of products, do you know the blue tub of Nivea, like face cream? You can use that. I mean, leather it's skin, isn't it? Really, it's, in this case, it's skin of a cow. We apply this like basic Nivea moisturiser to our face, bodies, etc., to moisturise. And all these products, the Renovateur or the Nivea, it's just going to moisturise the leather on the boot or shoe. So there are ways of doing it on a bit more of a budget, which is really cool. Well, gold plated standard, you would have the laces off, but this is only a quick go. I'm only going to show you on one boot, otherwise, you know me, I'll stretch the video out to about 20 minutes with not actually much happening. So you got it on there, and then we can leave it a few minutes to dry. And while I do that, I'm going to have my brew. Okay, so we've waited a while. The wax has had a chance to, or the polish rather, has had a chance to sit on the boot, sort of soak in a bit. And now we're going to take out our off brush. In this case, the off brush I use for my tan boots, and probably, to be fair, my sort of browns as well, but not the black. And all we're going to do, just the same as we did with the on brush when we were applying the polish, is give it a good old scrub. Again, just get in there and do it. I think the more friction you build up with a brush, the more heat you're going to generate, and as far as I'm concerned, that's just going to get the polish and wax into the leather that bit better. If you're whichever hand you've got your watch on, if I had it on my right hand, my step count will go through the roof from doing this. Trying to lean it on the table because everything's wobbling. And there we are. I mean, it doesn't get much more simple than that, but just doing simple things like this is going to prolong the life of your boots. I know I say only £40 for a lot of us. £40 is a lot of money, and because that could be a lot of money for us, we want to get as much life out of these as possible. I'd love to work out what my cost per wear of these boots actually are, because it's going to be in pennies. I'm sure it is. Now, there's one final thing we can do. So if you want to get a good shine on here, you can spend time with, like I say, with the cloth, applying a little bit of polish, bringing up to a mirror shine. You don't really need to do that. not on these boots. You can get all sorts of like polishing cloths and buffers, but there is another way. Sorry, like a simple cheap fix. This is an old pair of like sports socks, you know, like the ankle socks, rolled up with an old stocking around it. And again, you don't have to be delicate with it, just give it a good old going over. It's going to be one of them things that I'll see it on my side, but it's not going to show up on the camera. But it just adds a little bit extra shine to your shoes. So even a budget pair of shoes can, or boots in this case, can look and feel $1 million if you just do a little bit of care and effort. Here we are. We'll see if we can get a close up on these, see if there's any difference. Yeah, I can see some. Whether you can or not is another matter, so you might just have to take my word for it, but please believe me, a bit of care on your shoes and boots and they're going to last that much longer. It's well worth the effort. Okay then, so this is the boot that's had the treatment done. I say treatment, just had a bit of a clean and a polish and a buff, and this is the one that has not had it yet. And hopefully, I'm not saying there's a massive difference, but hopefully you can see a slight difference in it at the very least. Okay, so that's it. That's simple care of your shoes and boots. Like I said before, if you just do this, you don't even have to do it every day. I mean, yes, if you're slopping through the mud, then I'd suggest doing it. But if you're only walking around town or working in an office, you can probably get away with doing it once a week, adding the polish. But yeah, give it an off brush each day, maybe a little buff. Unless you're scuffing your shoes along the floor or stamping through mud or playing football in them, then chances are they're going to stay looking fresh all week. And when you go out, nice fresh pair of shoes and boots, you're going to look top dog. So that's the end of that. If you like what you've seen, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment either way, whether you like it or whether you hate it. It's all good to me. It helps me out no end, and I'll catch you for the next one. Take care.